This is chapter 1, chemical reactions and equations, and we'll go to detail in this chapter, and in the next video I'll be bringing the assertion based questions and MCQs related to this chapter according to the latest exam pattern. So stay tuned.
First we will begin with chemical reactions and the equations of the chemical reactions and different types of chemical reactions. First of all, we will know what is chemical reaction. This is a chemical reaction. If A plus B reacts, then it forms product A plus B plus C, or it can form single A depending upon the type of reaction. Okay, this is called reactants and this is called products. Okay, so this is called reactants. This is our basic things you should always know. So these are called reactants and these are products. Okay. Then we will learn that what are the how can we identify a chemical reaction. Okay, to form, first of all, this should be change of state. There should be evolution of gas, there should be change in temperature and the formation of precipitate. Okay, and we will go through these chemical reactions one by one, and we will understand these all the 4 characteristics in all reactions. Okay, the next we will learn what is chemical equation. Okay, so if there is there are symbols and formula and reactants and products like A plus B. Okay, and this is reactant as I told you previously, and this is product C plus D. And if this is the formation of a reaction, this is chemical equation. Okay, and here also it should be written that this is heat or cold, heat is present, or it is forming precipitate or not. This is gaseous, this is in the form of gaseous state or not. Okay, so everything you have to mention, and the complete mention of this is called chemical equation. Okay, example, I'll give you example. If suppose this is CH4, you have to write this is gas. Okay, you don't have to miss these statements. And when it's combined with 2O2, it forms, in the presence of heat, it forms CO2, that is carbon dioxide and 2H2O, and this is what chemical equation is. Okay, this is also you have to write gas for both of that. Okay, so this is chemical equation. Now we'll quickly come to the types of chemical reactions. Okay, there are many different types of chemical reactions we will be studying in this chapter. So we will start with combination reaction. Okay, when definition, we will go with the definition of combination. So the definition goes like this, that a reaction in which 2 or more reactants react together to form a single product is called a combination reaction. So this is the format when A plus B, okay, 2 or more reactants. So 2 or more reactants forms a single product D. It's called combination reaction. Okay, you can take the example of when calcium oxide, that is CaO or quicklime, it is also said commonly quicklime. When CaO, which is in solid state, you have to always mention this one, in the presence of H2O, that is water, which is liquid, which forms CaOH2, that is slaked lime, CaOH2, or calcium hydroxide, slaked lime, which is in aqueous solution. This format you can see that 2 reactants form and combine and form a single product. So this is combination reaction. Okay, so now we'll move to the next reaction, which is called decomposition reaction. In decomposition reaction, a reaction in which a single reactant breaks down to form 2 or more products. In combination reaction, the reactants were two or more, but in decomposition reaction, there are two or more products. Okay, a single reactant. This is a single reactant A. It forms B plus C plus D. Okay, this is called decomposition reaction. So you have to learn this differences. It comes in exams. Decomposition reaction. Okay. So there are in decomposition reaction also there are three types of decomposition reaction. Okay, so we will go through all the three forms one by one. First of all, this is there is thermal decomposition, second is electrolysis, and third is photolysis or photochemical decomposition reaction. Okay, and now we'll go through all of this one by one. First of all is thermal decomposition reaction. You can in thermal decomposition reaction, you can sense it by the word itself, which is thermal. Okay, thermal means heat. Okay, this is the symbol of heat. So please don't mind my writing. Actually, no stylus pen first I'm writing, so because of that writing is not so much good, so please neglect that. So in a thermal decomposition reaction, from the word itself you can understand thermal. Thermal means it is heat. Okay, so something heat is involved in this reaction, you can sense from this. So we'll go to the definition of this reaction. These reactions involve the use of energy in the form of heat for decomposition of the reactant. So energy is in the form of heat. So heat is involved in, when reactants are decomposed into products. Okay, so from the definition itself you can know, or from the word thermal decomposition only you can understand the whole definition of this. So first of all, so I'll give you the example of thermal decomposition reaction. Just very common examples is CaCO3, which is solid. In the presence of heat, okay, it forms CaO, that is calcium oxide, which is in solid state, plus CO2, okay, carbon dioxide, which is a gas. So this solid Sg, you have to mention it every time, as I have told you previously that how a chemical equation should look like. Okay, if you don't write this, it is not an ideal chemical equation. So now we have end up with the thermal decomposition. In thermal decomposition, what we use, heat is used. Okay, and then with the use of heat in reactant, products are formed. And in thermal decomposition or decomposition reaction, only single product is there, and single reactant is there, and 2 or 3 products form. And in combination reaction, 2 or more reactants are there and 1 product is formed. So we'll go through some more examples of combination. So we'll go through one more example of thermal decomposition reaction. When lead nitrate, that is PbNO3 twice, it is right. When PbNO3 when PbNO3 twice reacts. Okay, so here to balance the equation you have to write 2 PbNO3. When PbNO3 twice reacts, okay, in the presence of heat, this is also the example of thermal decomposition reaction. Okay, it forms lead oxide, that is PbO2, okay, which is in the form of solid. So to balance the equation, you have to write 2 Pb here, and here also 2 PbNO3. Okay, 2 PbO, that is lead oxide, plus nitrogen dioxide, that is NO2, that is NO2. Okay, to balance the equation, again you have to write 4 NO2 plus oxygen O2 plus, okay fine, sorry. Okay, so this is a thermal decomposition reaction. Also, this is also an example of thermal decomposition reaction. Again we will move forward to another decomposition reaction, which is electrolysis. Okay, so we'll move on to the next page. Electrolysis. In electrolysis, we'll see what happens in electrolysis. Okay, in electrolysis, reactions involve the use of electrical energy. Okay, use of electrical energy is required for the decomposition of the reactant molecules. So here example is given, like if water, electric current is passed through water, it forms hydrogen and oxygen. This is most common example. So if H2O, which is a liquid, okay, you will write 2H2O just to balance. If electric current is passed through it, electric current I am writing EC, you understand it. So hydrogen 2H2O, 2H2 gas, hydrogen gas, plus oxygen, that is O2, is formed. Okay, this is an example of electrolysis reaction. Hope it is clear for you all. Then the next reaction is this was just electrolysis reaction. The next reaction is photolysis. Okay, photolysis, or you can also say photochemical decomposition reaction. So from the word itself, which is photolysis, okay, you can understand what is involved in this reaction. Okay, photo means light. The meaning of photo is light. So here involvement of light is there in this reaction. This is a simple direction for us. So this reactions involves the use of light energy for the purpose of decomposition. So earlier I told, so it's so simple. From the word itself you can find out the definition. Okay, so example 2Ag, we will go through the example. 2AgCl, this is silver chloride. Okay, silver, Ag is silver and this is chloride. Silver chloride, when heat in the presence of sunlight, okay, light, so sunlight, it forms Ag, which is silver, plus chlorine, Cl2. Okay, chlorine is a gas, so here you will write gas, and silver is a solid form, so you will write S. Okay, so when silver chloride is decomposed in the presence of light, sunlight, it forms silver and chlorine. Okay, so this was all about decomposition reactions. Only there are 3 types of decomposition reactions: thermal decomposition, involvement of heat; electrolysis, involvement of electrical energy; and photolysis or photochemical decomposition reaction, in which there is involvement of light energy. Okay, I will give you one more example of photolysis or photochemical decomposition reaction. If silver bromide, okay, that is AgBr, in the presence of sunlight, okay, here you have to write sunlight. Okay, don't miss this step, sunlight. So it will be decomposed in the presence of sunlight. It will be formed Ag, that is silver, solid form, plus bromine. Okay, it is similar to the above reaction what I have told earlier. There is no a little also there is no dissimilarity, so similar. Okay, but you have to keep this in mind if it comes. So the use of this reaction is used in black and white photography. Okay, this direct question will not be asked in exam. The use of this silver bromide will be asked. Okay, so it is used in black and white photography. Black and white photography. Okay, so this particular reaction is used for black and white photography. Okay, so now we will start another reaction. Now the next reaction is displacement reaction. So we'll move with, first of all we'll learn the definition of displacement reaction, and then the reaction, we will see the reaction, and I'll explain you through each and everything with the reaction. This is displacement reaction. Okay, of in displacement reaction also there are two types of displacement reaction. Okay, first of all it is single displacement, and second it is double displacement reaction. Okay, it is single displacement and double displacement. Okay, in single displacement reaction, first I will tell you the example, and with the example I'll explain you the definition. Okay, this is zinc. Okay, this is zinc metal and you have to write here S. Zinc metal, when it reacts with copper sulfate, that is CuSO4. Okay, when zinc metal reacts with copper sulfate, it is an aqueous form. Okay, this is an aqueous form. When it reacts, then it forms first you noted down that copper sulfate solution is blue in color. Okay, so I'll write it down, blue in color. Okay, and zinc metal is gray in color, and you should always remember the colors of these. Okay, so this is gray in color and this is blue in color. Okay, so when zinc metal reacts with copper sulfate, it forms zinc sulfate solution, ZnSO4. The more reactive elements displaces the less reactive elements. Okay, so because of this only zinc replaces this copper, because copper is a less reactive element in the metal reactive series, that's why it replaces this. So zinc sulfate, it forms zinc sulfate, which is a colorless. It is a colorless. Okay, and then copper metal. Okay, Cu, copper metal, which is brown in color. So sometimes colors are also asked in exams, that when this reacts, which colors are formed. So you must remember this also. Okay, so now I'll be explaining you this reaction. Okay, so when zinc finally I'll with the definition I will be explaining you. A reaction in which a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from the solution of its compound is called a single displacement or displacement reaction. Okay, so we will go one very slowly. The process is very slow. Okay, first you should not. So in this case what has happened, this zinc metal has replaced copper metal. As you have seen, that is why this zinc sulfate has formed. Understood? So in a way, according to this definition, a reaction in which a more reactive element, so zinc is a more reactive element than copper, so it more reactive element displaces a less reactive element, so and copper was a less reactive element, so it has displaced here. Okay, so it has formed zinc sulfate and of its solution from the solution of its compound, and this was solution, aqueous solution, it is displaced from the solution of its compound. So this definition this example is going through the definition. A reaction, first definition is the reaction in which two different ions in the reactant molecules are displaced by each other. Okay, in double displacement they are displaced by each other only. Let us see through the examples how they are displacing each other. It is Na2SO4. okay, Na2SO4, that is sodium sulfate, SO4, sodium sulfate, which is in aqueous form. Okay, in aqueous form, when it reacts with barium chloride, that is BaCl2. Okay, barium chloride, when it reacts with barium chloride, which is also in aqueous form. Okay, then it forms barium sulfate. Okay, we'll go slowly with the reaction, because if I'll go fast you will not understand. It's better to go slow and understand everything. Okay, barium sulfate, which is a white precipitate. So for precipitate you will do like this. Okay, white precipitate plus, this is a symbol for precipitate. Okay, and then 2NaCl, which is in aqueous form. Okay, so this is sodium chloride. So we will see how the definition works here. Fine. When the reaction in which two different ions, okay, when these are two different ions in the reactant. Okay, here it is saying the reaction in which two different ions in the reactant molecules are displaced by each other. These both are not displaced as in single displacement reaction, it was displaced by the more reactive element. Okay, but in here double displacement reaction, it is displaced by themselves only. Okay, by each other. So here Na2SO4 and BaCl2. Okay, so it was formed Ba plus SO4. Okay, and this is the result. Now it forms white precipitate. Okay, I forgot to write here white precipitate. Here it is white precipitate. Okay, white PPT. So when these are they are displaced by each other only, BaSO4 it is formed, and here Na2Cl. Okay, so 2NaCl, and it is sodium chloride. So I hope you understood this double displacement reaction. Now we'll move to the next reaction. Next reaction is neutralization reaction. Okay, so the fourth reaction is neutralization reaction. Okay, neutralization reaction. So what happens in this? We'll go through a definition first. The reaction in which an acid reacts with a base to give salt and water is called neutralization reaction. So we will write first here, acid reacts with base. Okay, you consider this acid and this is base. Okay, when acid reacts with base to give salt and water, this is the basic or neutralization reaction, and you have to remember this. Even if you forget or you can't make out the chemical reaction, means you can't balance it, then also the salt you can put it on our side and water in our side. Okay, and balance the reaction. It will be easy for you if you remember, if an acid reacts with base, it forms salt and water. So you should always remember this one. Okay, so we'll continue with the example. Okay, our format. Okay, we'll keep it aside. So here NaOH, in example it is given NaOH neutralization reaction. NaOH plus HNO3 will form. So I'll write sodium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. Okay, when NaOH which is in aqueous form, okay, when NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, will reacts with HNO3, that is nitric acid. HNO3, it is also an aqueous solution. Okay, it forms sodium nitrate and water. So sodium nitrate, that is NaNO3, NaNO3 plus water. Okay, H2O. Fine, it is in liquid state and it is again in aqueous state. So you should never forget to mention this both. Okay, so according to the definition, the reaction in which an acid, sodium hydroxide is an acid, and if it reacts with base HNO3, this sodium hydroxide is a base. Okay, and NaOH is a base. How to find it is a base or acid? Because OH is added here in the last. Okay, so it is a base, and this HNO3, nitric acid, it is an acid. Okay, when it reacts, it forms salt and water. So sodium nitrite and water, sodium nitrate, sorry, sodium, it has formed sodium nitrate and water. So you can separate water and then the rest is salt. So Na, here Na, then here NO3, and here H2O. So except H2O, it is NaNO3. So hope you understood the definition through this example. Okay, the next reaction is oxidation and reduction reactions. We'll go through it. So first we will go through oxidation reaction. This is fifth reaction, oxidation. Okay, oxidation reaction. In oxidation reaction, first of all I'll read the definition. So the definition is the process in which oxygen is added to a substance, or the process in which hydrogen is removed from a substance, is called oxidation. Okay, so in a way, oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed. Okay, so excess of oxygen should be there in a oxidation reaction. So we'll go first through example and then I will explain you the definition. If 4Na, that is sodium, when 4Na reacts with oxygen, that is O2, okay, it forms sodium oxide, that is Na2, sodium, this is Na2 and oxide O, okay. To balance you will put here 2, so 2NaO, sodium oxide. This is first example, oxidation. See here, in this reaction oxygen is added, okay. So it is oxidation reaction. So the next reaction we will see CH3 CH2OH, ethanol, CH3 CH2OH, that is ethanol. When it reacts in the presence of copper at 300 degrees Celsius, okay, it forms ethanol, okay. CH3, so it forms CH3CHO, which is a ethanol, plus H2. So here I'll explain how hydrogen or oxygen is released or gained, okay. See here CH3, oh wait, here is CH3, here also CH3, okay. Then here again CH and C, hydrogen, how many molecules of hydrogen are there? 3, okay. And here also 3, only this has been splitted up, okay. CH3, then OH, O, and then here H, okay. This H is released as H2. So according to definition here is written that if a hydrogen is removed, but so through the definition hydrogen is also removed here. So also this is correct, the example of oxidation reaction, okay. So this reaction also satisfies oxidation reaction. See it carefully. This is ethanol and it forms ethanol, okay. It is nol and it forms ethanol, and hydrogen gas is released. So so in the first condition it was the oxygen was added to a substance, okay. Here oxygen was added, and in the second case hydrogen is released. So both are according to the oxidation definition, okay. Now we'll move on to the next definition, that is reduction definition. So the next one is reduction, okay. Okay, this is reduction. We'll move to the process in which a hydrogen is added to a substance, or the process in which oxygen is removed. What was done in oxidation? Oxygen was added, and here oxygen is removed and hydrogen is added. So you can write the definition in short form as negative oxygen, that is oxygen is removed and hydrogen is added, okay. Hydrogen is added. So you can learn like this also. or you can learn this reduce. So in a way there's something reducing, so oxygen is reduced here, and in oxidation oxygen is it is oxidized. By the name itself you can understand that it's oxidizing. So addition of oxygen, and here reduction of oxygen. Okay, it's so simple, like you might have studied it in your lower classes, but then also I'm explaining you because it's in 10th class and exam point of view I'm explaining. So we'll go through the examples again of this reduction so that you can understand it more clearly. If 2Na if 2Na if sodium reacts with hydrogen, okay, H2, it forms 2NaOH 2NaH, sorry, okay. Okay, sodium hydroxide. So if sodium reacts with hydrogen, it forms sodium hydroxide. Now I'll explain you here how oxygen is reduced and hydrogen is added up. Okay, so there is no oxygen but hydrogen should be added up. Okay, see here in Na there was no hydrogen, and here hydrogen is been added up, so 2Na and H2. So 2NaH, it's so simple what to explain here, but here Na was 2 molecules of Na, 2 molecules of hydrogen, and there in the product it has been added up to NaH. It has formed sodium hydride. Okay, now we'll move on to the next example. That is zinc oxide. Okay, when zinc oxide ZNO reacts with carbon, okay, it forms zinc Zn plus carbon monoxide. Okay, that is CO. The formula of carbon monoxide is CO C O. That capital, the both should be capital letter. So when zinc oxide forms zinc oxide reacts with carbon, it forms zinc plus carbon monoxide. Okay, and there's such an easy example through they have explained you through such an easy example. Okay, so here we will see how reduction reaction applies here. So you have said that removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen. Okay, so in this reaction addition of hydrogen has taken place. Okay, addition of hydrogen has taken place. So in this reaction all something else has been done. Okay, like in this reaction removal of oxygen has taken place. ZNO, zinc oxide, and here it has formed Zn, that is zinc, and this O has been reduced to this. Okay, so this is also example of reduction reaction. Okay, then we'll move on to next reaction, that is redox reaction. What is redox reaction basically? If you have read in your earlier classes, redox reaction is combination of both oxidation and reduction. In this reaction both oxidation also takes place, and a reduction also takes place. So we'll go through the definition also through the examples. Okay, fine. Now we'll start redox reactions. Those reactions in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. Okay, the main keyword here is, I'm not saying this is only the keyword, but if you don't write this one your answer will be wrong. Simultaneously. Okay, they both take this reaction, oxidation and reduction. This both reactions takes place simultaneously. Okay, hope it is clear to you. Okay, simultaneously they both take what? Oxidation and reduction. Okay, like in this then I will explain you through example. Suppose this is copper oxide. Okay, CuO plus hydrogen H2. Okay, hydrogen plus Cu, that is copper oxide plus hydrogen H2, it forms copper Cu plus H2O. Okay, fine. Now I'll explain you how redox reaction is applicable here. Okay, first of all we'll see reduction. Clearly you can see this. See, copper oxide is displaced to copper. Okay, so oxygen is minus oxygen. It means what? Reduction has taken place here. Okay, removal of oxygen. Are you getting my point? Okay, and here what has happened? Addition of oxygen. So basically I can say that here reduction has taken place. Okay, here reduction has taken place and here oxidation has taken place. Okay, here oxidation has taken place and here reduction. So it's clear. Now we'll read about what is oxidizing agent and what is a reducing agent. A substance, sorry to teach this one. Okay, so a substance which helps in the oxidation of another substance. Okay, here this substance has helped in the means H2 has helped in the oxidation of H2O. Okay, so this is an oxidizing agent. A substance which helps in the oxidation of another substance is called oxidizing agent. It is always to be remembered that oxidizing agent itself gets reduced. Understood? So here oxidation happens. So it is this H2 is not an oxidizing agent. Here oxidation happens through H2, but it is not an oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent is CuO. Why? Because the last line as it has told that oxidizing agent itself gets reduced. So what is the characteristic of oxidizing agent? That it gets reduced. Oxidizing agent, it gets reduced. Okay, it gets reduced. Okay, oxidizing agent. And in reducing agent, the reducing agent itself gets oxidized. So here H2 is oxidized, so it is a reducing agent, and this is oxidizing agent. Okay, hope it is clear. Now we'll next move to the next reaction, that is exothermic and endothermic reactions. Okay, this is sixth reaction of this chapter. This is the sixth reaction of this chapter, that is exothermic and endothermic reaction. So first we'll go through exothermic reaction. Okay, first we'll go through an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. Okay, in exothermic reaction what happens is the reactions which are accompanied by the evolution of heat are called exothermic reaction. So here I'll suggest you to understand by the name itself. Okay, exo means what? It comes out. Exo means exit. You can correlate it with exit. Something is coming out. Okay, I'll write here, something is coming out. Okay, coming out. What is coming out? Thing is, you have to find what is coming out. Thermic. The meaning of thermic is heat. Thermal, thermic, this is all associated with heat. Okay, so heat is evolved here in this reaction. In which reaction? In exothermic reaction, heat is revolved. You can find it out, or you can sense it with the name itself, exothermic. Okay, so the reactions which are accompanied by the evolution of heat are called exothermic reactions. I'll explain you with an example. So the reaction is CH4. When CH4, that is methane. By now you might have learned the formula of methane. Okay, you have used this many places. So when it reacts with oxygen 2O2, it forms carbon dioxide. It forms carbon dioxide CO2, which is a gas. So it is a must that you should always mention that CO2 is a gas, plus 2H2O, 2H2O plus heat. Heat is evolved. Okay, you can write it here, heat. Okay, so if methane reacts with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and water plus heat. So here heat is formed, so it is exothermic reaction. Okay, now we'll move to endothermic reactions. Endo means entry. Okay, so by the name itself you can see that what is endothermic reaction and what is exothermic reaction. Okay, so here we will go through endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Okay, the reactions which occur by the absorption of heat or energy are called endothermic reactions. Okay, in endo, thermic, here also same thermic, it means heat, involvement of heat here is also taking place. Okay, here heat is involved in the reaction as thermic is written in the word itself. But here is not written exo, here it is written endo, and endo means inside. Okay, endo means inside. So heat is absorbed, heat or energy, any form of energy is absorbed in this reaction. Okay, so I will tell you this with an example. Mercuric oxide, that is 2HgO. You should always write the formula correct, otherwise you'll lose marks. Okay, 2HgO, that is mercuric oxide. This is formula of mercury and this formula of oxide. So mercuric oxide, when it forms, heat is taken. Okay, in the presence of heat, you can say it forms mercury 2Hg plus oxygen, that is O2. Okay, here you will write mercury is a liquid and oxygen is a gas. Okay, so you must be thorough with this. Always you should write solid, liquid and gas. Okay, it gives a kind of impression on the examiner that you know the things clearly and you have learned these reactions very carefully. Okay, so this was all about endothermic reaction. In this, heat is involved in this reaction, main here. Okay, heat is involved, and in the earlier reaction, let me show you here. In this reaction, heat was coming out. See, I'll show you. See, in exothermic, heat was coming out, and through reaction also you can see that heat was evolved here. Okay, here heat was evolved. So this is the main difference between endothermic and exothermic reactions. Okay, hope it is clear. Now we'll move on to corrosion. We are dealing with the second topic of this chapter, corrosion. So the meaning of corrosion is, what corrosion is, you might have seen eroded nails. You might have seen eroded iron nails. Okay, so these are due to corrosion only. We'll go through corrosion in detail. What is corrosion? The phenomena due to which metals are slowly eaten away by the reaction of air, water and chemicals present in atmosphere, and this is called erosion. Now we'll go through this definition and we'll understand it through the examples. Again, that is my format. So we'll take the example of rusting of iron. Okay, when corrosion of iron is called rusting. Iron forms hydrated iron oxide, that is rust, when kept open in moisture, and we'll go through example. So iron, when it is exposed to air, that is open moist air, and the formula of open moist air is 3O2 plus H2O XH2O. Okay, and this is from air. Okay, this is formula of air. this the moist air, when iron is placed form of moist air, so it is from air only, and this is iron. I need not write, but I am writing. It forms hydrated iron oxide, that is rust. So the formula of rust is Fe2O3. Here space didn't allow, so I am writing it a little upward. Manage it. O3 into XH2O, and this is the formula of hydrated iron oxide, that is rust. Rust is called hydrated iron oxide. Okay, so by the by the reaction of or action, by the action of water, this is water, by the action of water, this iron has been eroded and has become rust, and through this definition, this is correct example of corrosion. Then formation of green layer over copper, that also is a correct example, right? When Cu copper, 2Cu copper plus O2 plus CO2 plus H2, okay, it forms, this also from air only, from air, it forms Cu, CO3 into Cu, which twice, okay. So this is basic copper carbonate, that is green coating is it's called copper carbonate. I will write here carbonate, okay, which is green in color, okay, green coating, it is called copper carbonate, green color one, okay, fine. So hope it is clear for you that when a green layer over copper, formation of green layer over copper through this reaction, when you write the example of any of the reactions above I have taught, definition is important, but most important is example. Even if you are not writing the definition in exact English word, okay, even if your English is not so much correct, but you have written the main keywords of any reaction and example along with example is a must, even if it is asking the question or not. If you have written, so you will fetch marks, surely you will fetch full marks, okay. Like here only I will tell, let me go through this in this combination reaction, okay. So the main was keyword was two or more reactants forms a single product, okay. So two or more reactants and single product, this is the main and example. In decomposition reaction, in thermal decomposition reaction, it was involvement of use of energy in the form of heat, this is what thermal decomposition. So definition is not that important. Then example you will write and very well labeled example, like you have to write solid, liquid, gas, aqueous form, heat is involved, everything you have to write, then only you can fetch marks, okay. Then the last topic of this chapter, rancidity, we'll learn rancidity. Okay. Rancidity is the process of slow oxidation of oils and fats present in the food materials, resulting in the production of foul odor and taste in them. Antioxidants are added to foods containing fats and oils in order to prevent their oxidation. So there is no such thing in rancid to explain, but just examples which you need to with thorough with. And the next video I'll be bringing the objectives of, I mean, MCQs, the main MCQs of this chapter. Okay. And new pattern has came in which assertion based types of questions are also asked, and I'll be bringing assertion based questions also. Fine. So please stay tuned. So stay tuned and watch my next video, and